Jack hit me up and said I gotta beat it down. Turn me up when I'm on your speaker now, cool. Tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down. Boosted up my cardio, I used to get the run around. I've been doing this since I had to work at mama house. Tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down. Everybody eating this a party, wanna count the time. You can bring your mama, daddy, sister, and your cousin out. Yeah, you in the lead, but you ain't hooping around and tear out. Before you judge me, you need to go and wipe the mirror off. Try to turn me down, the only thing you did was veer off. Showing fake love, I can tell it once I say it all. I just stay cool, acting like I wasn't weird at all. Most of the people that you meet are not who they appear at all. If you want on top, then you wouldn't hear it cheer at all. But I ain't got no top, I don't need a chandelier at all. I ain't got no time, cause I be really out my mind. When the hate don't work, I guarantee they get the line. They all talk, dog, it's a room full of brines. I'm royalty, that means that it's in my bloodline. All hell the king, made the president resign. And if I'm not the king, then I'm making doves cry. I'm stepping on the scene like I never did reply. I ain't gotta justify, I'm cool. Tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down. Boosted up my cardio, I used to get the run around. I've been doing this since I had to work at mama house. Tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down. Everybody eating this a party, wanna count the time. You can bring your mama, daddy, sister, and your cousin out.
Your goals, I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show, I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished, put me in the game. Put me in the game. Yeah, put me in the game. All of that talking just sound like a show, I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. Hey coach, put me in the game. They put me in, so I'm going in. You play for fun, I'm playing to win. Back on the wall, I'm ready for war. If I beat them before, I can beat them again. They thought I was done, I went on a run and beat all the odds and got even again. Watch what you say, I'm not one of them. When I jump in my bag, I could jump out the gym. Take a look at my legacy, I gotta let them see I'm out here winning, cause I'm on a mission. Put me in the game, cause the way I'm feeling, I honestly do not see no competition. I gotta get it, so it ain't no quitting. We jumped off the benches and jumped in the trenches. No one is better than all of us, and that's why all of us been winning from the beginning. It's more than a kill, ain't no play with my name. You come with your goals, I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show, I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished, put me in the game. Put me in the game. Yeah, put me in the game. All of that talking just sound like a show, I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. Hey coach, put me in the game. Your goals, I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show, I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished, put me in the game. Put me in the game. Yeah, put me in the game.
Hello everybody, I'm your host, the coach. Well, you may have had a great draft, but that doesn't guarantee a victory. It's time to settle this mud draft game on the field.
So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors. And off we go on EA Sports.
And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position out past the 40-yard line. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
Kelly on the counter. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. An early test. 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Kelly. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So out come the Cowboys under head coach Mike McCarthy. Bringing him out is the future Hall of Famer, now in his 18th NFL season, Aaron Rodgers. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. There's Chris Olave. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Aaron Siposs on to punt as he'll get this one away now. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return, and the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offensive move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. They toss it out right to Kellen. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
I would think as a play caller, you want to look for some quick hitters to your tight end. Any type of a route to replace where that linebacker was. Because when you saw the speed with which he reacted and stuffed that play, maybe use that speed against him in the future.
Now Jones. And this is going to be incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is fielded at the 27. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. 2nd drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive.
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On first down, right back to Hall. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. No gain, and it's second down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
First and 10, here's Rodgers. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
42 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
From the 8, they've got it first and goal. Rodgers now to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him.
And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. It's Davante Adams hauling it in from Aaron Rodgers. And the Cowboys post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. That time a 9-play drive. And Davante Adams able to finish things with a touchdown reception. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. The Chicago offense set to get started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Throwing Jones. And they work this well upfield across the 45. He got 29 yards that time. He's one of the bigger receivers in the game, CD, and his size that time certainly helped against double coverage.
Yeah, you're still at a little bit of a disadvantage when you're going against multiple defenders when they're trying to double you and sometimes triple you. But you're exactly right. With his build, he could minimize that disadvantage, and he more than held his own and hauled that one in right there.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, Guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Jones now from the gun on third down. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Chandler Jones with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. Here's Aaron Sipas now. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Breece Hall helped leading out this offense for another series. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Well, now he's looking just to add to his totals. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. To throw again on second down. Rodgers. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Rodgers now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. From midfield, here's Rodgers.
He gets it underneath to Hall. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Second half starts with a run by Hall.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2. Hall again on second down.
And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
They'll run with Hall.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Now Rodgers.
Got a man. It's Tyquan Thornton.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Running the jet sweep, Thornton. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big, or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
58 yards on the ground for him so far.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
On 3rd down, here's Hall.
And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the 3rd quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. They brought him in off the corner, and he gets in to drop him for a loss of 4. After the sack on 1st down, Rodgers. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Chris Olave
from 4 yards out. And the Cowboys take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Circle that drive, because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes, because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
So that one a long 11-play drive.
And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the 2nd half.
Well, the opposition laid down the challenge, an opening drive touchdown here to start the 2nd half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer, because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome, a little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on, because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Jones.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
On 3rd down, Jones. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones.
This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They run up the gut with Kelly. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Jones. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Cowboys will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
78 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Donald Parham, the intended receiver.
And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Rodgers throwing here.
Slant route, and he finds Thornton.
And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard.
Back to the ground with Hall.
And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Here's Rodgers.
On the out route, he's got Thornton.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Straight ahead is Hall.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down.
Hall again.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Breece Hall.
A 9-yard touchdown run.
And the Cowboys have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now 21-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Jones on 3rd down. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And he will have the Bears' first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 44-yard line. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Jonathan Jones.
And the Bears are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
On the counter, it's Hall.
Call it a gain of a couple there as it'll leave him with a 2nd and just 3.
Again on 2nd down.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
But they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.